today. We have today's guest is actress Dierdre Friel of the Apple Plus dramedy Physical.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's a playoff of Let's Get Physical, Olivia Newton-John, because it's kind of based in the 80s, I believe.
Yeah, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I'm about to ask. See, I thought about that when I saw it.
Right. Really cool.
Physical. Young people, if you don't know, Google it, okay? And with that being said, we're going to bring on our guest, Dierdre Friel. All right, here we go. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yes, I love Feel Good Friday. I love this idea.
Yes, definitely. We're here to make sure people are okay and they feel good no matter what, right?
Yeah, sure. As much as you can. It's been, what a year.
What a year.
You got to try to find ways to feel good on a Friday.
And Friday means that you made it through the week.
That's right.
Yeah, we're here. Woohoo, we're here.
That's right.
So important.
Yes. Dierdre, you star in the Apple Plus dramedy Physical that premiered on June 18th. What can fans expect from this new series and your character, Greta?
Oh, wow. That's a gigantic question. So I'll use the entire 20 minutes to answer it. It's a fantastic new series. I like the term dramedy because there's a lot of serious, hard-hitting, heavy stuff along with the comedy, which I think, which I love about it, because that's life, right? Yeah. You have drama along with humor. Yes. It's starring the phenomenal Rose Bryne, who is so wonderful, so funny, so gorgeous and talented. And I always tell her that her worst curse in life is that she's as beautiful as a model, because no one gets to know really that she's as hysterically funny as any person I've ever met in my life. And it takes place starting in 1981. Okay. And it's about a woman who, Rose's character, she's struggling through some self-image issues, some body issues, maybe an unrealized kind of marriage situation, and she starts to find personal empowerment through the world of aerobics, and decides that physical strength, I heard you singing physical before, that physical strength starts to make her feel strong and makes her feel like herself, and she just runs with that. So it's pretty cool.
Love it. And we're asking Physical. Can you say where did that come from? I mean, of course, aerobics gets physical, but we were thinking, I was thinking Olivia Newton-John, that song, Let's Get Physical.
I would have said that too. We don't play that song in the series yet. I don't know if we will, because I don't get to choose the music for the show. Yeah. But when I read the scripts, I thought what you thought, which is, right, let's get physical, right? Like,
yes.
Right.
Love it. We love it. Yeah.
Me too.
Speaking of Rose, what is that working relationship like on and off set, working with her?
Oh my God. You can't work with anybody better. Like, really, truly. I was fortunate enough to know Rose just a little bit prior to shooting. We have a lot of mutual friends. We've met one or two times, but then of course you spend a lot of time with someone, you develop a different kind of relationship. What a pro on camera. She's so giving and generous and really, on her top of her stuff. And then, the minute they would say cut and we'd be between takes, we'd be cracking each other up, cracking jokes, having a great time. So it was, considering what all of the shows had to go through to film this year with all of these special protocols and protections, and it could have been a very harrowing experience. And in certain ways it was, you felt cautious, but then in other ways it felt like, I was meeting another new friend. She's just the most wonderful person. Yeah.
That's good. Right. And speaking of, what were some of the precautions that were taken in filming for the series and being in a pandemic?
Yeah, so our union, SAG-AFTRA, did a lot to sort of set up protocols. A lot of the things where people had to be in protective gear as much as possible. Actors, of course, had to kind of take it on and off, right? Because when you're shooting on camera in 1981, no one was wearing masks, right? So they would say action, and you'd kind of take your mask off. Or maybe they'd say rolling, and you take your mask, I'd put it in my pocket or in my purse, and then they'd say cut, and you put it back on. We had to get tested like 3 times a week. There were certain zones so they could keep track of if somebody tested positive,
Yeah.
who they crossed paths with. It was a complicated process. I'm really proud to say there was like, I think, no transmissions on my set.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and the industry did a great job of really keeping everybody very protected. And, it started to feel like a weird new normal after a while. I mean, I think everyone started to feel that way after a while, but it was strange.
Right.
Yeah.
Dierdre, I'm curious, did anybody forget to take off the mask? What was that, Game of Thrones, with that scene where they had the water bottle in there and
they had the Starbucks cup, right? Was like on the Iron Throne or something.
Yes.
Yes and no. Like, you did start to get used to having it on after a while. For the most part, the only people who took them on and off were the actors. Everyone else had to not only have masks all the time, but also a lot of people had to have face shields. Like, anyone who came in contact with actors, because we were the ones who had to be exposed, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you would forget you had it on after a while, but then somebody would be saying, tap, tap, tap. Everyone in the world is looking at your face going, take your mask off. Oh, right. So then, oh, sorry.
Right. And you've been really busy. You have been on hit shows like New Amsterdam, Search Party, feature film Second Act opposite Jennifer Lopez, and an upcoming untitled Ray Romano project. Which do you prefer best, television or film?
Oh,
I know.
I prefer whoever would like to give me a job. That's what I prefer.
Great answer.
Yes.
I get asked that question a lot too, about do I prefer to be on camera or on stage. I do a lot of stage acting as well, and the best way I can explain it is like it's like if you learn to be a painter and you've worked with acrylics your whole life, and then somebody gives you like a watercolor set, and you go, oh, it's kind of the same, but it's different. I'm sure anybody who does painting would be screaming at me right now, but the best way I can explain it is I really love doing both. It's just kind of like using my brush differently. So it's hard to say. It's like, it really is like apples and oranges. I really like, I really have enjoyed all the opportunities I've had doing both. So
yeah, I love that answer.
Yeah, that answer's going to keep you hired.
Yeah.
Keep you booked.
Okay.
Yes.
No, but really, like TV shows, I guess you get to stay with a character for a longer period of time.
You do.
And a film, it's a shorter period of time. But there are plus and minuses to both of those scenarios. So it really depends on the story you're telling and the people you get to be surrounded with a lot, to me.
Right. Now, speaking of television and film, what's next for Dierdre? Are you looking to get into directing in the near future, maybe?
Oh, wow. No, not yet. No, I like acting. Right now, I just like acting. In the near future, I have another project I don't think that I can talk about, but that's maybe in the works. But I had just wrapped on the Ray Romano movie a couple weeks ago, and that was a super wonderful experience. Everybody involved was really cool and fun, and that was great. And I'm really just enjoying this acting thing right now. I've written some stuff, but I'm not sure that I'm really a writer, but I'm interested in learning more about it. I just like being creative wherever someone will let me be creative. So, right now in this pandemic world, I just kind of have been riding the wave and see where I end up, And
that's all we can do, kind of ride the waves and see what's happening next. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And so speaking of Ray Romano, what was the energy like? I know you can't talk about like the details of the upcoming project, but what was that energy like being around him? I imagine him to be funny on and off the set.
He was fantastic. It's his first, he wrote it, he directed it, and he starred in it. I know it's his directorial debut. And he's very, very funny, but he's the most genuine kind of guy. Like, he really is exactly what you expected him to be. He was funny, but it wasn't in a way of like that he was doing stand-up. He was just very genuinely like humorous and kind, and everybody was sitting at the same table. Does that make sense? Like, there wasn't any hierarchy. Yeah. He was very welcoming like that. I really, really had a positive experience with that project.
Love that.
We love that. Now, Dierdre, tell our viewers why they should watch Physical.
Yeah.
So this is my answer to that. When we wrapped shooting on Physical in March, and because we couldn't have a party because of COVID, the gift that they gave us was they let us see the first episode before anyone else got to see it, right? Which was a really special treat. And my boyfriend and I were sitting there watching the episode, and I'm assuming you ladies have seen it, but you see that she has all of this internal monologue, all of this self-deprecating kind of talk, this really hard talk.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend looks at me and says, "Do you talk to yourself like that in your head?" And I said,
something, right?
I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do all women talk to themselves like that?"
Pretty much.
I said, "Yeah." And so it was really interesting in the way that he was so surprised by it. And I thought it was so normal. I mean, she was very harsh on herself, but I was like, and it sort of started a conversation between him and me of, why am I so hard on myself, and how I was so blown away that he isn't as hard on himself. So I think people should watch it, because I think societally right now we're having a lot of uncomfortable conversations around topics, which is good, because if we talk about things that aren't your norm or your regular comfort zone, you learn about other people. It makes you more compassionate. It makes you have a better expanded worldview. And I really think this show can help people do that. You know, sit with it and enjoy the storytelling. It's powerful.
It seems like it's really good to take us to those places.
And I think also to Dierdre, it's like a form of therapy. You know, like when I talk to myself or talk it out, like I like to say, talk it out, it's like a form of therapy. Would you see it that way as well?
I mean, it can be, sure. I think the way that Rose's character is dealing with it, it's not very therapeutic. No. But yeah, I think for some of us it can be therapeutic to talk things out in our heads, and so hopefully we learn how to talk to ourselves in a healthy way, in a constructive way.
That's important. Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe Rose will. We don't know.
Well, I mean, we'll have to keep staying tuned to see what's happening with the characters. But no, it seems like a really, really great show. So we are definitely tuning in to watch. And, you know, speaking of healthy and Feel Good Friday and any feel good day, we often ask this question. We like to get the responses. We think it's pretty fun. But, you know, we type LOL pretty much all the time, text messaging, and we have these serious faces and we're like, LOL, right? But
right.
When is the last time, Dierdre, that you literally laughed out loud, real time?
I'll tell you honestly, I'm so lucky. I have the best boyfriend in the world. And I just said to him this morning, the best thing about this relationship, he makes me laugh out loud every single day. And so I know that sounds very, like, you know, honeymoony, but
yeah.
You can't ask for anything better than that. So
beautiful.
And that's really important for relationships. You have to love as well as laugh. And I tend to think I'm the funny one in my marriage. My husband, maybe sometimes, but you know, I like to laugh a whole lot. So it kind of balances out. Yeah. I'm glad that you heard that in your relationship as well.
We're both very funny. You know, I make him laugh and he makes me laugh. And it's so great. Like that we really, we enjoy being around each other like that. But so the answer to your question is, today. I laughed out loud today, and I guarantee you I'll laugh out loud tomorrow.
Yes. Love it. Now that's therapeutic. Laughter is medicine.
That's right. It's true. It keeps you young.
It does. It really does. Dierdre, social media handles where viewers can follow, fans can follow your current projects and upcoming projects as well. That you can talk about. Yeah.
It's my name. It's Dierdre Friel on Twitter and on Instagram. That's where you can find me. And I keep most of my stuff posted up there. You know, you can check it out.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
This has been wonderful meeting you here. Such a wonderful personality and just really likable. You must come back and visit the Twins and Media sometime soon.
Oh, thanks for having me. This was a lovely time.
You're welcome, and continue to have a Feel Good Friday and enjoy the rest of your days thereafter.
And keep laughing with your boyfriend.
You got it. You too. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right.